Recently, Netflix dropped a nearly 2-hour-long documentary on a guy they dubbed as the Tinder Swindler. This guy was essentially running a Ponzi scheme, but instead of tricking investors, he was tricking lonely women looking for love. In short, the documentary followed multiple women that this guy had scammed and concluded that he essentially took money from, I guess, woman 1 to then impress woman 2, and then he had to freak woman 2 out to then loan money from her, and then he took that money to impress woman 3, and then the cycle just continued.
I wonder who patient 0 was, though.
Was that not shown?
I mean, how would he have the money for the first, I don't know.
His own credit. I don't know. But it's truly a frightening example of a real sociopath, not a Shane Dawson diagnosed sociopath. But the name of the guy who did all this was apparently Simon Lviv, or well, he led people on to believe that his name was Simon Lviv, and this was because he wanted to basically impersonate a son that this billionaire didn't have. This billionaire would be Lev Lviv, who's in the diamond business. But a question many people had after watching The Tinder Swindler was, where is this guy right now? Because at the end of the documentary, they showed that he was apparently selling an online course. So obviously that interested me because I wanted to see if this exists. It doesn't anymore. So thanks to the Wayback Machine, we can actually see what was once there. Or well, I can't personally read it because it's all in Hebrew, but we have a trusty friend by the name of Google Translate, which kind of translates most stuff. So for those of you who speak Hebrew out there, I'm sorry, it's probably going to be very botched. Feel free to correct us in the comments down below. Without ado, let's figure out what's on this website. Ooh. Super flashy. The fact that like all of these flexes on this website is paid by women he's scammed is insane. Oh my gosh. Okay, so anyway, what does it say here? Okay, because now we know where he got his wealth from. So let's see how much he BS's about it. Simon Lviv has made it all on his own, all the way from an ultra-Orthodox child, a member of a low-income family, to a wealthy businessman whose life story is currently in the center of a production by content giant Netflix. Okay, it's not really in the center of the way he would want it to be in the center, but...
Well, press is good press to some people.
He's not lying, technically, I guess. Lviv was born in Bnei Brak in the early 1990s. Oh wow, so he's really not even that old. The son of a rabbi in the local community, he grew up in a conservative family and was educated in Talmudic Torah. So it's basically just like a glorified bio about him. So if we continue this, oh, it's so weird because I guess Hebrew, they write it backwards. Do you read right to left in Hebrew? Today, only 30 years old, behind him are years of doing business that have given him his fortune, valued at tens of millions of euros and even more. Already at the age of 13, he decided to leave the religious life and become interested in the big world. As a teenager, he traveled to New York, completed high school, and returned to Israel only before enlisting in the IDF. Upon his release, he fulfilled a childhood dream and enrolled in a pilot course. For a living, he bought used cars and sold them as spare parts, but dreamed of greater business opportunities. So he got into the international business of making a Tinder account and scamming women for millions of dollars. What a guy. Does that count as Sigma grindset?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course there's a cryptocurrency edge here. Lviv identified an investment opportunity in Bitcoin, which at the time cost no more than $100, and invested a large sum of it, which yielded him profits estimated at millions. Dude, let me see any proof of transaction here. Give me one proof that you actually bought it back then. All you need, and suddenly a lot of people will believe you, but until then, this is all BS. By this time, he had already purchased apartments and became a prominent property owner in his youth. This is giving like Dan Locke vibes. He invested his Bitcoin profits in income-producing real estate, especially in properties that were damaged by fires and floods and were in receivership. I'm no professional real estate investor, but having a whole business of investing into flood property sounds like a very risky business. I'm pretty sure that's a massive red flag to not buy if the property was previously flooded. But hey, he's the one sitting on a private jet. I am not on a private jet. That private jet might have been paid for by some girl he scammed, but he's in a private jet, so clearly he has some authority here. That's a joke. Sometime later came the big opportunity. In 2014, following geopolitical changes, the Russian ruble fell, and Russian citizens went down from their assets, which went on the market. Lviv decided to buy them and then sell at an affordable price. What a guy. He's just always ahead, and he's totally not scammed any women to get any of this money, and he's totally not lying about any of this. He's he's just a business professional. Lviv's success story also included a crisis. His lifestyle was not kept discreet, but a partner on social media, and he became a fairly familiar person. At one point, 2 women who were close to him at different times filed media lawsuits against him in financial matters. Ooh, is this where it gets into the whole
T part?
I guess. I wonder why. Maybe because he asked him to borrow money and just never gave it back, but said he gave it back and gave them screenshots of fake wire transfers, allegedly. Lviv filed a counterclaim against the plaintiffs for libel, and his claim was accepted. Although the injustice was legally remedied, he continued to bear the damage of the image and the insult. Today, as an Israeli citizen and resident, and out of deep feelings of gratitude and giving, Lviv is engaged in contributing to society and promoting others who dream of fulfilling wishes and conquering goals. This is so freaking vague and doesn't tell you like really anything about him other than, oh, he successfully made money. Like, who cares? In addition, in an effort to inspire and trust people from all walks of life, Lviv is also at the center of a documentary production by content giant Netflix, which will deal with the life story of the ultra-Orthodox boy who became a wealthy businessman of age of 30.
Yeah.
Let's just gaslight that thing. As long as no one else sees the whole documentary, I guess this gaslighting could maybe work. So then we get to this point of the website where you have like 1 through 7. Let's see what these things mean. So there's a question here. He's probably like, do you have what it takes to become rich? Oh, so what will we learn in this workshop? Until now, there's like no details about the workshop. So it's just like his story and then suddenly like, so what are we going to learn in a workshop? Bro, from what I just read, I wouldn't have even known this is a workshop. Let's see. Okay, so the number one thing we're going to learn at this workshop, number 1, business success. Number 2, the art of presentation, the art of deception. Number 3, creative thinking. Honestly, you have to be really creative to come up with a whole female Ponzi scheme of paying your private jets and lavish lifestyle on the basis of having women take out mortgages and stuff for you.
I mean, unironically, though, it is a little creative, I guess you could say. And
He's very creative.
When it comes to conning people, it's pretty innovative. Take an old system, tried and true, and put a new spin on it.
Oh, this is just so wild. And then like sell a course on top of all of it, right?
Yeah.
Dealing with crisis, because he's definitely dealt with a lot of crises now. He had a crisis every single time he had to get rid of a woman and then swap her out with a new one. Oh my goodness. Economically managed. That might be Google Translate botching it, but invest in yourself. Investment channels. And then it's just like a picture of him like squatting in the freaking private jet. Like, look at me, I'm in a private jet. Therefore, I have a bunch of authority. Guys, if you take any advice from anyone just like sitting in a private jet trying to be casual while they're there, don't take it. Run for the hills. This is like a new level of cringe. The last part of the website says the Frontal Business and Personal Success Workshop will be held at the American Zionist House in Tel Aviv for 4 hours with light refreshments on success in the business world that includes avenues such as presentation, art investments, economic and business management, and crisis management from Simon's experience. He does have a lot of crisis experience, so his crisis management experience might not be the worst, but still, giving any amounts of money to this guy just doesn't sound like a great idea at all because, hey, he doesn't have the best track record. So where do I buy it? There. Ooh, I don't see what does this mean? What is BIT? Is BIT like a Israeli payment processor or something like that? The Light of Grace Foundation. Payment details. Oh, okay, yeah, so you put in your card here, but the site's gone, so I guess I can't do the course. At least we got what the course is about. I really, really wish we could get the course here. Is there any more information on this man? If any of you guys actually have the online course, feel free to drop it in the comments down below. But if you guys were wondering where he currently is, he is apparently a free man. He only did 5 months of prison because apparently he was arrested back in 2019 and he was let free basically right after the whole pandemic started because of jail space.
I think this course came out after all that.
Yeah, he probably deleted the course after the whole Netflix documentary showed his course in the documentary, because he also deleted his whole Instagram account that almost had, or well, it had a little bit over 100,000 followers and it's now been deactivated. So it's safe to say that this documentary definitely hurt his business a lot. And clearly he tried to gaslight himself out of it on his website website, but after millions of people see the whole documentary, he's not getting out of that one. Apparently, Simon Lviv has not been charged with any crimes that may have occurred outside of Israel, including the conning of Cecilia Fjellhøy, Pernilla Sjöholm, and Eileen Charlotte, who appear in the Netflix documentary. According to the Times of Israel, he allegedly swindled an estimate of $10 million from the victims across the continents from 2017 to 2019 alone. Cecilia, Pernilla, and Eileen are still paying off their debts. City boys were up here. This is definitely a very creative way to make, what, $3.33 million a year on average? That's crazy. I feel so bad for everyone who got scammed, though. I really wanted to see what was inside his course, though, because I wanted to see what kind of BS he was peddling. I kind of wanted to know if he actually, like, told people how to do this sort of business. But anyway, guys, if I do find more details on this course, I'll definitely make a video on it. Until then, don't loan out any money to anyone you meet on any dating apps. To anyone that you do not know, don't loan them money, especially when it's thousands of dollars. Let's just not do that. If you agree with me, drop a like on this video, and if you enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy this one as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.